All right. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Chris Hawkes, and this is your best life defined. How you doing today? How's your day going? What are you doing? Are you doing something you enjoy? Are you like all wrapped up in some amazing thing that you just simply can't believe you're able to do every day? That's kind of a stupid question, isn't it? You're probably working at Walmart or you're grinding some job out with the hope of maybe moving up or retiring or some amazing thing like that, you know. At least you got a bunch of stuff you get to do after you get out of work, though, right? There's a lot of stuff you get to do that you really love. You're just like all excited, like, man, I can't wait till I get out of work because then I get to feel. Fill that sentence up. Okay, here let's start with me. Let's start with me. Let's say, okay, when I get out of work today, I get to then fill in the blank. Don't look at me if it's not anything amazing. When I get done with this podcast, I get to well, today's cleaning day. I get to clean the fifth wheel. But for as sucky as that might sound, it's actually pretty cool because in cleaning the fifth wheel, it only takes an hour and a half to clean this thing top to bottom on the inside. I mean, we can wipe the walls down, we can polish the trim, we can clean the inside windows. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of time because we picked a small space. That's what I put in my cart. You know, if you think of life this way. Think of life as a shopping cart, or I mean, not as a shopping cart, but as a grocery store. Think of life as a grocery store. And you wake up every day and you have this cart and you can fill it up as much as you can accommodate, right? As much as you can push around with you and you can maintain, right? And you start out when you're like 12, 13, and you have a few dreams that are in your cart, but you haven't made any real decisions yet. And then you start adding things to your cart. And those things represent what you are obligated to do. This is your life. In my life, look at my life. I got the house, the car, the kids, got a whole garage full of crap. Bought that, there's that boat, still paying on that boat I don't get to take out because I can't afford to. Because the salesman, he told me how great it would be on the lake every weekend, but what he didn't tell me was that it cost me around $300, $400 a weekend to do that. I mean, by the time you buy beer and food and fuel for the built boat, and then of course there's the time, and yeah. It's in your cart till you decide to get rid of it till you throw it out. In order for you to throw out a boat with payments, you've got to finish paying it off, though. That's the sucky part about that. So, following this line of life is like a grocery store, and you're running down the aisles, and you're like, what do I want? Oh, that looks cool. Oh, that looks cool. Only it's on a bigger scale. It's like life is like Costco compared to a convenience store. Okay, that's the difference. So many things to choose from, and everything looks good at first. You're like, yeah. When I go to the store, there's all kinds of things I want. When I go grocery shopping, cookies and beer and pizzas and those pretzels, the pretzels that you got buy the cheese for and you dip them in the cheese. Yeah, I'd love to have a bunch of those. But when I look at getting all those, what I think about is if I follow my heart, what I want Oreo cookies and milk, ice cream until I get tired of ice cream. I want those pretzels, of course. But I don't put it in the cart because I know that that's not ultimately where I want to be. See, as hard as I struggle at it, my goal is a simple one. It is to be able to capitalize on this life in every aspect. Right now, I'm doing pretty good right here. I feel pretty good where I'm at right here. But I'm not working out quite as hard as I should, and I'm not working out quite as often as I should. That consistency is still coming. And as I've said, it comes down to doing it. Now, I've been doing it every day. I haven't been bringing the level, you know what I mean? But that's something I put in my cart. What are you putting in your cart every day? And not only that, let's just stop with not even looking at what you can put in your cart. Let's just look what's already in your cart. If you're the average American, if you're the average person doing that thing that you learned how to do, chances are you've got a house, you've got cars, you've got kids, you've got a lot of tasks. And then there's some guilt, and there's some shame, and then there's the relationships. And there's all the activities and the experiences you have. You put that job you go to everywhere, that's part of your cart. That's in your cart. In order for you to change that, you've got to replace it with something. You've got to take that and say, nah, that ain't working for me anymore. I think I'm going to go this way. I'm going to pick that off the shelf. That's what I did when I was, I don't know, I was about what? About 25, I think, is when I woke up one day and there I'd been working construction for like 10 friggin' no, since, yeah, about 10 years. Just barely making ends meet, driving 2.5 hours a day. And I was looking at my car and I'm like, why do I have this in it? I want that in it. And the thing I wanted was for me to become a deputy sheriff or a correctional officer. Not because it was my dream. Believe me, I didn't have any dream of being either. But what I did have a dream about was being able to pay my bills and to get paid every month, no matter what the weather did. That was a real important one for me. That was the top of the cake for me, right? So I started throwing things in my cart that would get me there. I need some experience. I went to the sheriff's department every weekend. I need an education. I need to prove to the people who will be looking at me that I'm serious about this, that I know something about this. I need to put that in my cart. I need to put some energy. I need to put an idea in my cart, in my head about this whole experience, about how friggin' amazing this thing is going to be, this thing I'm getting ready to do that's going to suck so bad. So every time I get to where I'm like, I can't work a full-time job, 4 hours in college every night and 16 hours a weekend at the sheriff's, I can't do it. Can't do it. And it was that story that kept me going. I'd go home and I'd look at my wife and I'd be up until 11 o'clock after working all day, studying, reading books, doing what I needed to do to pass these tests and do what they required. Look where I'm at now. Look what it put in my cart. See, I'm retired. I retired at 54, as did my wife. We're debt free. I'm able to sit and do crazy crap like this. I'm able to say, okay, what do I want to do today? Oh, I think I'll sit in front of a camera and I'll talk to people I've never met before. What a concept, huh? What a concept. And you bring it back to you, and this is where we're at. This is where it all starts, right here. What do you have in your cart right now that you probably don't enjoy that much? One of the items I got out of my cart was grass, lawn work, yard work. Now, is that to say I won't have some of that in my cart in the future? Yeah, I'll probably have some of it. But I won't have it to near the extent that I did before I realized that lawn, grass, pulling weeds, and all that crap isn't nearly as much fun as nearly everything else in the world for me. Right? What'd you put in your cart? Debt's a big one. Debt, and that usually comes from that nice home you have. See, the reality is that if you wake up every day and you are energized by your environment, in other words, the most exciting moment of your day is to show up in that place that you live. And a key indicator, let me just tell you this, a key indicator of someone who is really into what they have is that thing is pimped out. You don't see no dude who's professing to be into his Corvette driving a dirty Corvette around. And even me, it's no secret. I take care of my vehicles. I maintain my vehicles, both my house and my truck, but I'm not like into it. I'm not like detailing it, rubbing every crack and crevice in that thing, making sure everything's just perfect. That's not my thing. I don't even have that in my cart. And the things I do have related to cleaning and primping, not really stuff I want in my cart. It's just stuff that I need to have, right? So you're cruising along in life. All right, here you are, and you're sitting where you are, and you look at that list of things you have in your cart, your debt and your partners and the people in your life and all the experiences and obligations. You get that, right? All this stuff you've decided makes up your life. How do you go about picking something new? Well, sometimes, depending on where you're at, you might have to move some stuff around or even get rid of some stuff. For me to live this life we're living, for Sandy and I to be able to travel around the country and do the things we do every day, we had to accommodate that. And what that meant was we couldn't have that big old house. I had a big house, 1.25 acres of land. I had cows and gardens and sprinkler systems and 2 bathrooms and basements and lawn and all those things. There's no way in heck I'd be able to sit here comfortably without some obligation hanging over my head, something. Well, some people would just say, okay, well, downsize it, make it smaller, because I really want to have that. I really need that. That's my safety net. Well, we decided against that. We said, nope. Can't have it in the cart. There isn't room for that in the cart. We don't have a budget for that in the cart. Get rid of it. You kind of get the point, right? You kind of get it. You see what I'm saying? So here you are. How long's it been since you went fishing, went to a rock concert, hung out over a nice glass of wine with that person you love, music playing, a wonderful dinner, and feeling like you wouldn't want to be anyplace else? That's a pretty important place to start. I mean, imagine that. Imagine last time you were so excited. Imagine the last time you felt like you did when you're in the third row back and they are blowing the top off of the venue. The rock, your old time rock and roll. I don't know, whoever your band is just friggin' airing it out. On the encore. Just yeah, coming out blasting it, leaving you with an amazing impression. Yep. Put that in your cart. Put that in your cart. Hey, I have to explain something. I want to explain something here. So I'm doing the video. The YouTube I'm videotaping every one of these, and they're on YouTube as well. And I've been fighting myself on this idea that I need to pimp up the videos. I need to add images of the things we do and what we're about and all this and that related to our adventures. But every time I do that, you know what that does? That creates stress in my adventure. You know how it takes away. Here, picture this for a minute. So you're out on the lake in Colorado. You're Avery Lake in Colorado, and you're on your kayak, and the water is just crystal clear. It is smooth. And there you are, you're paddling, but you're barely trying to break the water because you don't want to make any noise, right? And there's a fish, and it sees you, and it kind of rises, and you can see it, and it's not concerned about you. It's just right there. There's something about grabbing a hold of a camera and saying, okay, now I got to get this shot. I don't know. I've seen guys do it. There are some guys that can rock that. They do. They rock it every day and they dig it. I can't do it. I can't rock it like that. I can't. When I'm in that experience, that's an opportunity for me to be with me and to be with that fish, and to be in that moment. And when I start grabbing a camera, it puts me back in a work mode. It puts me back in, all right, I got to do this. And I go back into that analytical mind. And the problem with that is you got to take a break from that sometimes. That's why we put that in our cart. That's why we put those moments in our cart, to be in our head by ourselves, to do what we need to do and think about the things we need to think about. Put that in your cart. Try waking up every day and deciding that 1 hour a day is committed to nothing but you thinking about you. Now I'm going to give you something here. Here's the deal. It's not that strict. You can do this while you're engaged in something you truly enjoy. As long as there's the ability for you to think about who you are in terms of where you're going, then do it. Make it fit who you are. But that doesn't include watching football. This is that quiet time. And I guarantee what'll happen is in that moment, whatever you set aside in that moment, what's going to happen is you will eventually start to realize and see things about your life, and you'll say, why do I do that? Why is that in my cart? Because life is a grocery store. Life is the ultimate Costco, the ultimate Sam's. It is you see what I'm saying? You can pick anything nearly. And you got that. And what's funny is you got the same crap as your neighbor. You got the same crap as that dude over there, right? He's the same. He could look at your carts. What are you, twins? House, car, kids, debt. You got both got a garage full of crap. One of them might be clean. One of them's not. Chances are both of them aren't. You over there, you got the car, and you got the lawn work and the lawnmower, and it's all dirty, and you got this and that and this and that and this and that, and all you want to do is hang out and do something that's fun. You're over there doing all that crap you have to do, vacuuming 3 levels. Oh, man, just so once in a while someone can come over and say, ooh, this is a nice house. I don't think it pays out. I don't think it does. When you think about how much work you have to do to acquire that house, and then how much work you have to do to keep it, to maintain it. For 1 or 2, or let's say you just have house parties. That's the way to get the most ooh-ha's out of you. For you. If you're gonna spend time pimping your yard and your house out, it's almost perfect for you to invite people over so you can get a bunch of people in your space, and then they can all say, "Oh man, Chris, you got a nice house. It's nice house. It's nice," and you can be like, "Oh yeah, it is." Then you'll get your money's worth out of it. But if you're not entertaining and you're not that isn't your juice. I sit here talking about this. I think about that primped lawn. The one that's edged perfectly, has that perfect grass, looks like a golf course. Everything's in place, no dust anywhere, just almost like almost like high heel shoes on tile floors. You know, this fancy ass big house. That's what I see. If you're like living that, loving it, do it. But chances are you're probably not. Chances are you love the idea of having the new television or the new car, but now that you've got it, it's not really that much fun. See? And that's what they don't tell you. That sales dude, that dude with the good looking guy, got his hair all just right, and he's just sitting there going, hey, what's up? How can I help you? Hey, get these people some water. Get them some water over here. You're pretty important right now. He doesn't tell you that after about the second payment, that truck you just bought for way too much money, that truck is going to suck. You're going to look at that truck and go, oh, why'd I do it? Why did I put that in the cart? Huh? Think I'm wrong? Check it out. I bet you we all have stories like that. So let's bring this back a little. Let's just say that you don't even have anything in your cart. Let's say we get to start fresh this moment today. Take a look at what would you put in your cart? What things would you put in your cart? Now, if you're like most people, one of the obvious things you'd have to put in your cart would be to work. You have to work in order to sustain your life. So you would throw that in there. But if you had the choice, would you be doing what you're doing now? All right. Now, keep in mind of what you're putting in your cart. And we're only going to put a few things in the cart because I want to make an example. I want to show you something about yourself. So you got the house and you pick the job. Pick the job you want, and then think about the life. Okay, where will you live? What will your house look like, and why? So you pick the house, and then you pick relationship-wise. Where are you going to be, and what do you see as that relationship as far as how dynamic it is or how amazing it is? Put that in the cart. Now you've got these items in the cart, okay? Would you choose the same things as you have in your cart now? And if you're not really sure about the things you have in your cart, and you're not as impressed, and when I say impressed, you know how when you go to the grocery store or anywhere and you buy something, you got that thing in the cart and you're like, yeah, can't wait. Ooh, can't wait to get out the door, get home, unwrap that thing and get with it, right? Whatever it is, it's just cool, right? Why not have that same experience when you're putting shit in your cart? For life. I mean, for the life you choose. Wouldn't it be cool if you put this in your cart? You said, "Hey, fishing's my thing." And you're like, "Yeah, really, fishing? Yeah, buying the boat. First thing I'm doing. That's most important to me. I don't even care about whether I live in my truck. I need a boat because fishing is my thing." That might be a little extreme, but the point is, if you're motivated by that, if you're motivated by your life, if you wake up and you're able to access those things in your life, then why not go for it? Why not make it the biggest thing possible for what you have? I mean, and that's really what it is, right? What are you shopping for? All right, you don't go buying rutabagas. If you're shopping, you buy Oreo cookies and salmon and ribeyes and really good chips and salsa and the multi-pack bag of Halloween Snicker bars, right? You know, you get that big old bag, 8 pounds. When you look at your life, it's the same thing, right? Let's see, jet skiing, mowing a lawn. Nope, don't think so. Jet skiing. All right. Mountain biking, pulling weeds. Okay, mountain biking. Let's see. 6 hours a weekend cleaning a big ass house or 6 hours a weekend at the lake. Oh, at the lake, right? Good choice, right? Good choice. In the end, this is where it comes down. That's what it comes down to. You see it? I show up every day because this is something I put in my cart. I show up every day because this adds value to my life. It increases the value of my life. It makes my life better. And it gives me the satisfaction in knowing that no matter what happens today or tomorrow or in my future, what I have done will be a record of where I am and the record that I'm trying to share with you. And the thing I'm trying to do for you is simple. Get you to look at yourself. Not look at anybody else. Look at yourself and ask yourself one question. What inspires me? What drives me forward? What puts fuel in my tank? And whatever that is, put a little bit of that in your cart. That way, when you're grinding through that job, you haven't figured out how to escape or how to change. You have something at the end of the day, at the beginning of each day that says, yeah, I can rock this thing. I got this thing. I'm doing this thing. That's the ticket right there. Are you with me? You got this? Me and you, right? Me and you. Yeah. Take a look at your life. Ask yourself, okay, I'm where I'm at. What can I do about it? What can I do about it? What can I put in my cart? What can I take out of my cart? What can I plan on taking out of my cart in the next 3 days, 5 days, a year? What can I do to make this thing I'm living better? Pretty cool idea. Hey, listen, I really appreciate you showing up. I am here, as I've said. I will be here. I'll keep coming back because there's someone out there who's going to say, I think I get it. I think I see what he's saying. He's kind of boring, and sometimes he goes on, and sometimes he misses his point and confuses me. And then there are those times, like now, when I actually manage to hit the mark. And those are the cool moments. So, grab it, take it. You don't have to take it all. You don't have to eat everything I'm shoveling down your throat. You can actually just take little bites here and there. You can grab a few diamonds and nuggets of things that you can probably use in your life. Not all of this applies to you, but what does is make it work and make it work good. And I guarantee you'll wake up every day excited about the life that's in front of you. So until next time, just remember, my name's Chris Hawkes, and today is your day. Make it a good one.